All right, everybody. Today is Thursday, Treasure Hunt Amusement Park Day, Thursday, May 23rd. And today we're going to talk about the invitation because some people have some questions. Some people are getting frustrated. We're not going to answer anything tonight, but, or are we? What do you think, Pig?
I think we're going to answer a couple things, but yeah, I do want to do a shout out and thank you to 3D Bronze. He posted some pictures on Discord that kind of showed. I think I'm going to do a whoa.
Breaking news from Lou B. All right, Lou. Well, let us know if you tell us what you heard.
Yeah, we will break in as we talk about the invitation. Some of you are like, who's Jared? We will update you as we go. I want to say thank you to 3D Bronze. I think I might do a video just to show all the different nuances. Those of you that don't know, 3D Bronze, who I think gets the award for nicest person on earth, he made us a 3D replica box, kind of the same size and shape of this guy named Forrest Fenn that did the chase. And I put all and it's something that you're going to win for the invitation. So he is one of several people that have been so sweet and donated to our invitation after it launched. So you even get something more. But we do have a couple clarifications to make. And there's been a couple questions. I'm not going to call them hints because if we call them hints, you guys freak out. You guys don't want hints, which I get. But a couple of clarifications because there's one especially that there was a discussion on Discord and once I explained it, we deleted it. I'm going to try to be as ginger with my wording as possible. We have a complicated amusement park because it's like a soap opera at times. It's complicated. Nearly done. Final push. Okay. They're in their final week.
It's live June 1st. They got to get it to Netflix. That's what we heard by June 1st. So that's awesome, Lou. Let's hope Netflix gets it out this year.
Yeah. So this is awesome. Okay. Those of you that don't know, Jared is the producer from Nomatica that is working on the Netflix documentary for the chase. And that is going through. So we see a lot of the same good people. So hi, Huli and Nemo and Bufaghetti and Jeremy and Shannon and Luby and Debbie and Eileen and Amanda and Chasey Nindy and Greg and all of you fine people. I did make a PowerPoint and then it got a little squirrely so I made a PDF because I had to convert it. So we're going to answer a couple questions. I don't consider them hints because they're not going to get you to solve, I think, anything more quickly, but they're clarifiers. I'm going to call them clarifiers. They're not hints. They're clarifiers. And then we do want to make more clear. We have said since day one, you're going to need to provide us both the proxy, a picture of the proxy, and then a solution. We're going to define that a little more because some people have asked, and I think it's fair for you to know the expectation because we don't want any shenanigans. And there's a lot more shenanigans than I ever thought in the treasure hunting amusement park. Right, Mike?
All's fair in love and war, right?
Yeah, no war. We don't need a war. There's no wars. We leave that for the
treasure hunt, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple things people have been asking about. Well, we're going to answer some of them tonight. Not all of them, but some of them tonight. But the book is still available. 4 people bought the book in the last week, so those are in the mail. And yeah, it's still anybody's game. I know a lot of people think they're close, but just because you think you're close doesn't mean you are close.
Well, and think about this, Jack. He knew he was close and still spent 22 more days grid searching at a location. True. So even though you're close doesn't mean you're on it. And so I do see a lot of parallels from the chase. It's so funny. It is interesting being on this side of the table, if you will, and the dynamics that are happening and the scenarios that I never thought of. And we're doing that now. So go ahead, Mike.
Ken in Oklahoma, he says, is that a 3D Bronze Fenn chest in the pick? No, I used the thumbnail for both chests. The one at 3D Bronze made for our treasure hunt. The other one is that other guy that used to make treasure hunts. Max Cast. Yeah, that's a Max Cast replica who made one way back in the day. That went up on eBay, so we bought it, and I just put it for size comparison. It's pretty much the same size.
Let me be clear, guys. That's not true what he just said.
What?
My husband, as a surprise, he didn't say he surprised me. And we had this package, this really heavy package arrive. And
I wasn't home.
Yeah, he wasn't at home. And I was like, what did he do? I thought it was a box of silver. And so I opened it and I was like, oh,
He thought
honey,
it was
I love
something for the
you.
kids and opened it and ruined the surprise. But she was surprised, so that part was good, I guess.
Yeah.
So, okay, Cynthia says, I felt like Jack today, boots on the ground, and I bet I stepped on the proxy. All right. Okay, so what do we got to tell them, K-Pro?
Well, why don't you bring up the PowerPoint because I don't want to say it wrong, or
All
the
right.
PDF. So we can answer about 4 questions, general questions or clarifiers. And then I do want to talk about what the expectation is if you do find it, because some people do think they're close. So when that happens, what do we expect of you? Just so we have this out beforehand. Okay, so take this down because I have the first talking point. Okay, so there's been a lot of discussion on Discord. And Mike, you can put the link in so everybody can go to Discord. And I'm not really engaging other than doing funny things. Like I put a meme of don't share and people are like, is that against the rules? And I was like, no, I was just being silly. So I'm trying not to be too silly. But there's been a lot of discussion about people's cards. If you do have one, I think we're pretty much going to say now, yeah, it's been out enough. I don't think that's a hint or a clue that they're different. And the point of contention came up that people's cards are different. And there is some cards that have a website name to it. We used to own that website and that website lapsed and we don't own the domain anymore. And unfortunately, someone that really dislikes me, how I look, what my personal life is, etc., owns that site and is used it as kind of a hate site against me and Forrest Fenn. I will tell you that web domain, you don't have any web domains that you need to worry about from the hint and clue cards. So I don't want to give it out because then people will go to it and they're going to see some pretty disgusting things. I didn't even want to talk about it. A couple of people reached out that got that particular card and went, oh my God, I went to the site on my card and that's horrible. And we're like, yeah, I didn't even think about it. At the time that we made Chaseopoly, we owned that site domain. So I'm sorry. But just know, and that's all we're going to say about it. And we're going to move on. Right, Mike?
Yes. And actually, I take that back. 3D Bronze corrected me. That is a picture of 3D Bronze's Forrest Fenn box next to the Cowlazars, the invitation box. Sorry, I thought it was our picture. I thought I took a picture over there, but I don't think I did. I think that is from 3D Bronze. So yes, Ken in Oklahoma, that is a picture of our box next to his. So sorry about that. I'm getting confused. It's been a long day at work. And I just want to point out there is no website off the card, everybody.
Right.
Off the card. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, next.
And that Forrest Fenn 3D replica Forrest Fenn box is not part of the treasure hunt. I want to make sure everybody realizes that. Just the box on the left, just the invitation one. All right. Okay. There we go. Distance, if you are walking long distances.
So a lot of people are asking, how long do you need to go boots on the ground? And we said before, you're not going to walk a long distance. But just like there's some irony here, just like in the Forrest Fenn hunt, Forrest said, if you're walking long distances, you're walking too far. With surprise words that came from an email from me, I'd walked 1 mile that day. So I thought, what perfect in this parallel world? We're going to define it for you. If you're walking over a mile, you're walking too far. You're not walking a long distance. So this isn't a major hike.
Yeah, it's not a long distance thing.
Yeah,
right.
It's not a long distance. So 1 mile.
And somebody will say, oh, it's not true, but whatever. It's not a long distance, guys. All right.
Yeah, some people are still not looking in Clark County, Nevada, and that's okay. No. They're allowed to, but they're out of their minds. Can you solve the invitation individually, or is a team required?
Yeah, individually. Absolutely an individual can solve it. Yeah.
Yes.
So that means with the card you got in the mail, with everything you got in the mail, including the book, you can solve it, guys. Individually. You don't have to talk to anybody else. You don't have to share anything else.
Yeah. Individual or a team, however, yeah. But individual, absolutely, you could solve it. Okay.
Right. Okay. And then the last one is, are you giving a hint on June 1st? Like you promised you would. Okay, bro.
No, we promised on June 1st, we would assess where everyone's at. So let me be clear about hints and clues. And some people that are okay with hints and clues now weren't a month ago. So here is what, here's the reason for a hint or clue. If everyone is at a point that they're ready to walk away from the hunt because they haven't had an aha moment, they're not making progress as a collective whole, like I can tell you that's my frustration right now with Xavier Marks. It's not Xavier Marks's fault, the originators, Hillary and Sean, that I'm stuck, but I worked on it a good 4 or 5 months. I worked on it for 6, 7 months total, but 4 or 5 months and I didn't get anything new. No one in our groups, no one in our Zooms. We've been spinning our wheels for months. I've walked away from that hunt until something breaks loose. The reason that we want to give a hint or clue is when that sort of frustration happens. I know some people are getting frustrated because they think they're so close and there's something there, and they even had an aha in the last couple of days. We are not at that point, in my opinion, at all. Mike and I are going to go to date night and we are going to talk about it on June 1st. That was the earliest we said we would ever give a hint or clue. I don't foresee that happening because I can tell you people are every day coming up with things that are making them progress. I don't think the hunt is at a stalemate at this point. Would you agree, Mike?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a stalemate. June 1st just happens to be a Saturday. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Probably not at this point, but we'll see. Okay. And then there is, this one is important. So everybody listen up.
Yes.
This is about the proxy and when it is removed and or found. So you want me to read it or you want to read it, Kate?
Yeah, you read it and then I'll ad-lib.
Okay. There's 2 scenarios here. Upon notification to Cowlazars or K-Pro of the correct proxy being located and proof provided, you will then, the person who found it, you will be required to provide sufficient evidence that you solved the invitation, the solution. The solution must be sent to us within 48 hours of notification, proof of the proxy. So what does that mean in layman's terms, K-Pro?
So let's say Monday at noon, you find the proxy. You're so excited. You send an email to Mike or I, and Monday at noon, you say, I found it.
With a picture. You got to have
a picture. And you say, here it is. And it matches what we believe the proxy is.
Right.
You then have 48 hours. Yeah. You'll now have 48 hours to get us the solution. You could send it right then. And if you've been working on the invitation, I think you'll know that there's lots of different puzzles and hints and clues. There's a couple that are pretty critical. We're not going to name those because that's a hint in itself of you need to have this or you need to have that, because some of that is what you discover and solve along the way. So because of that, Mike and I went through all the puzzles and we have identified the ones that we think are critical. So you would say, I solved this by doing this. And your answer cannot be, I hacked it. I got it from someone that hacked it or didn't give me an explanation. I'm not really sure how. I just got it.
I traded for it. Well, you got to have the explanation. You got to know logically, how did the book lead you to where the proxy is? How did you get to the location?
Right.
Okay?
Now, if there's some pieces that maybe if your boots on the ground, you didn't have every single little tiny piece. I'm not worried about that as much as in general, there's a couple of key pieces to the solution that you're going to need to provide. So you'll have 48 hours. So let's say that's Monday at noon and you've sent us that email. We're going to say, okay, how did you solve it? And there may need to be a little bit of back and forth. We don't know yet. This is kind of new to us. But hopefully I solved this, and, or however many thises there is for you. And we might say, okay, clarify this, or okay, that sounds good. Whatever that is, you have 48 hours to get that done.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you all know from the rules in the back of the book and from previous shows that we've done on this, that we're only going to give the proxy to somebody who has a registered email account that bought the book. So if you happen to have the book, but you happen to have a friend in Vegas and they went and they found it for you, you are going to be the one to turn it in, to send the email to us, not your friend who really has no idea what's going on. Okay?
Now, Janet has a good question. She says, or the team. We're not getting involved in teams. There's lots of team dynamics that happen. Whoever sends us that proxy, they're going to send us the solution. How you guys have divided up how you're going to be doing it, we're not getting involved in. We're going to deal with the person that emails us
the proxy,
the proxy proof
and the location. Yeah, one person, one registered email is all we need to know. However you guys are going to divide it, or if you guys want credit, you guys can work all that out. And yeah, of course, you're all welcome to come on the show. Once we verify we have a winner and everything's good, you're all welcome to come on the show and explain how it went down and all that fun stuff.
Right.
So I think maybe we should have Bambi on the show to give the solution when we actually give the solution video. She could read it and see what she thinks of it. All right. So, but that's only one scenario. Here's the second scenario, everybody. Because as we know from the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park, these things happen. If we, meaning me and K-Pro, or we have someone check on the proxy for us and it's missing, meaning it is no longer there, we will email everybody who is registered and we'll go announce it on YouTube that the proxy is missing and we're going to start a 48-hour clock. And then what happens after the 48 hours?
Well, and that's pretty that box is pretty self-explanatory. So we go out and it's missing. What happens next? So that is the third box. So the third box will give the scenario of what
happens. Okay, Here we go. Third box, everybody. Okay, so again, the proxy's missing. We start a 48-hour clock. Within that 48-hour clock, if a player of our game found it, well, then you have 48 hours to turn it in, to send us the picture and give us sufficient evidence. Then we will notify the community within a week. Okay, if sufficient evidence is given that a player found it, then we will notify you all, the community, within a week of the solution and the winner's name if they choose to share their identity. But if 48 hours goes by and nobody claims that they took it, which means it's possible somebody randomly found it and took it, doesn't even know about our treasure hunt. In that case, in either case, and
the other case is you provided the proxy picture, but you say, I don't know any of the key pieces because I either traded them or hacked or whatever. Those two scenarios would be kind of what I call a failed hunt or a failed
sad horn.
Sad horn. And what happens? That's the last two sentences.
Yeah. So what would happen is if the 48-hour window closes and nobody has provided a sufficient solution or nobody has said, hey, they found it, the hunt is over and the prize pool is going to roll into our next.
Okay, bring up the slide, please, because I want to read it so everybody here, and then we'll ad lib to it. I hope I worded it all right.
In the event either of the 48-hour windows above lapses, the invitation will be over and the prize will roll into our next hunt and a solution will be provided in a week's time.
There you go.
There you go. So there's two scenarios. Some rando could find it and take it. And then we go check on it. We're like, oh, it's not here. Well, we start a 48-hour window because we don't know who took it. So 48 hours a player would have to turn it in with the solution. The 48 hours goes by and that does not happen. The hunt's over. We'll give the full solution. The entire prize pool, including 3D Bronze's awesome box, will roll into the next treasure hunt. If a searcher finds it, a registered player finds it, emails us they found it, they have 48 hours to provide us the solution. And if that does not happen, then again, it's a sad horn. The hunt ends. We'll give the solution and the prize will roll in.
If it does happen, which is most likely, I'm hoping, if they do find it, they do provide the solution with the key pieces, then we will announce, we're going to announce immediately when the proxy has been found or missing. So if it's us checking on it, it's missing, or someone sends us it, that's pretty much it's over. We don't want you guys to have to wait that 48 hours a lot of people are traveling, they're buying tickets, etc. We'll notify immediately. Then it'll be determined of, can they provide the solution? If they do, they will get it. They get to decide if their identities or team. Some people on a team might say, I only want this person. The person that contacts us is the person we'll ask, do you want to come on? We would love to have them on and talk about their journey. If not, we have a solution that we will go through of if we were to have found it or solved it, when we put it together as an originator, here's how we walk through the puzzles.
So Mojave Menace says, can we keep the proxy and the treasure too? I would say yes. What do you think?
I assumed yes.
Yeah, you can keep the proxy and we'll give you the treasure as long as you give us the solution. 3D Bronze says, why wouldn't you guys just rehide a proxy if it's missing and no one claims it? Well, I think the problem is we don't know who took it, right? And it could be that somebody just wants time to try and figure out the solution because they may have found the proxy, but they don't want to tell us they have it because they haven't got the full solution yet. So we think there should be a 48-hour clock for them to do that. What do you think, K-Pro?
Yeah, it's like Xavier Marks is doing exactly this. If the proxy, well, I don't know if they're calling off the hunt. I'm assuming they are. It's compromised at that point because you don't know who is found
Right.
it. Is it someone randomly? I highly doubt that. If it's someone trying to come up with a solution, and what if somebody says, well, I have this one and I notified you. Would it be the person that found the proxy first or the person that let's say the first one's missing, so we put a second one there. Is it the first person to give a sufficient solution? It gets really muddy really quick. So that's kind of and again, I don't even know if these scenarios are going to happen, but I wanted to think it through so expectations are kind of set.
Yeah, hopefully somebody finds it. They already have the solution. The same day, they just give us the solution and the proxy, and it's over. And we all have a party, and we do a full video of the solution, which I know you're all waiting for. But we'll see. You know how these things happen. We learned the hard way from Jack how these things can happen. So we'll see how it ends up. But we want somebody to find it. We want to give the treasure away, and if it is a sad horn ending, it'll go into the next treasure hunt. It's not like we're going to keep any of the treasure.
Yeah, my best case scenario is someone finds it. I would love it. This is just a request of when you find it. I think it was Jana in one of the hunts where she found it and you hear her screaming. I love that. I would love you to video it when and if you do find it. You come on. This is my dream scenario because you could be anonymous and all of that, but you come on, you give your scenario. We go through our solution. And then we are going to have another hunt either way. But my dream scenario is then handing that off. And you do get the cash equivalent. I know some people have been asking about, do I know individual items and what they appraise for because they're on a team and how would they divide it up? I don't. The only thing we know is the gold piece. We said that up front. I don't know the rest of it, but that would just be fun to go through. But you do have a video that goes through every single item. Pictures of it at least. So, and of course we have new added pieces like the 3D bronze box, like the
silver coin,
David, I forgot his live life.
Orozco.
Yeah, but I remember his company name.
Live Victorious.
Live Victorious. There's some new items there. So you guys got a lot to work with. But if you want the cash equivalent, we're ready to do that too.
3D Bronze says you mark the second proxy and the original proxy becomes void after 48 hours. Wouldn't be a great outcome for everyone who worked so hard if some random person finds it and ends it. So I see what he's saying. If it just disappeared and we never knew who took it, it ends it for everybody else. We'll think about it. I think we're going to end it though, because the other thing is, it's not like we check on it every day. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, we know we're doing it this way. We'll consider the right to revisit this based on what 3D Bronze has said. I don't.
But as of right now, we said is what we're going to do. So 48 hours, everybody.
Mojave Menace says, I'll take a video if I.
Yeah, we hope whoever finds it takes a video. That'll be cool. Even if you recreate it, even if it's after the fact, take a video, walk the whole thing, and kind of explain your thought process.
Yeah, and
that could be your solution video right there.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
no finding.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
We don't think somebody will randomly take it. It's always a possibility, but we don't think so. So, okay. Is that it? K Pro.
That is all that we had there. I think so. But I will say, keep talking, keep updating us on occasion, because when we do give a hint or clue, it will help us understand kind of the frustration points, the tension points, if you will, because that is our goal with a hint or a clue, is to kind of help. We don't want to break it loose. We want it solved that day. We want to alleviate any confusion, those sorts of things. Kind of like when we had typos, we didn't want red herrings. So we let everybody know this is a typo and those sorts of things. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine, Amanda. There's already people that have bought multiple copies. They bought it in the beginning and then they said, hey, mine's got so many notes and things, I need to buy another copy. So yeah, just reach out to me, cowlazars@gmail.com. I'll get it out in the mail to you. And yeah, that's not a problem.
And you'll get a whole pack. You'll get just not the book. You'll get the whole invitation. You'll get the.
That's true. You get
the gold flakes.
You get everything.
That's like the best part, is opening it and gold flakes going everywhere.
Will you possibly narrow down the geographic boundaries of this search, like within LV city limits? Oh, that's interesting. Not at this time. No, we're not. But in the future, I mean, if 6 months go by and this thing still hasn't been found, we will probably definitely.
Well, there's a big debate in my head anyway. So if you have 150 people working on it, I would say we have the 20, 60, 20 rule. Do you help the 20 kind of leading it to
20%? Yeah.
Or the 60 in the middle and kind of bring them up, or the 20, not that you know exactly, but you can kind of gauge a hint based on that.
Or do you help everybody that's just not getting the very beginning pieces? Yeah, that's a question.
I'm not going over the rebus again. I don't care if you ask me, guys. Several
or
have
do you give both? Do you give both hints? That's a question too.
Yes. And how do you do it? And we want to make sure to do it. I'm going to give a shout out to Johnny's Treasure Quest. He did this hunt like 2 years ago, and you had to buy these chocolate bars, and he did like a Willy Wonka thing. And some of them either got lost or something happened. And I remember he went on Brutal Truth Greg's show because they were going to like call Johnny out. And Johnny walked through. Not only did he try to make it right, he gave them something extra. And then later in another hunt, it got solved so quick. He went and he threw silver out in the sand and had everybody come. He made sure that his customers he was always fair and then some. And that's the piece that I want to do. We've had a lot of wrinkles, a lot of things that have happened that we didn't anticipate. I want to be as fair as possible to everyone. And that includes how we do hints and clues. That includes kind of anything that we still have the right to do and say, but we just want to be fair to everybody. I want people walking away going, that was a cool experience. That was worth it. It was fun, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, so everybody keeps posting this. I don't know why. I have no idea. What time is it, everybody? Okay. I think that's it. We just wanted to clarify about the proxy because it's not that we would hate, but we just want to make sure everybody understands that if you do find the proxy, but you don't know how you found it, meaning somebody gave you an answer, but didn't give you how you got that answer, we're not going to give it to you. We want you to solve it. So do what you got to do with your teammates, with trading, with all that fun stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's all part of the game. But yeah, we want you to understand how you found it. We want you to tell us how you solved the puzzles in the book. Even if somebody else gave you the answer, just have them give you the solution too. And that's fine. We're not saying you can't get it from somebody else. We're just saying you can't just have the answer. You got to understand how it was derived as well. Well, you know for sure when you solve one of the puzzles what the proxy is, or is that something you have to figure out while boots on the ground? That's a tricky one, isn't it, K-Pro?
I just think it's a hint if we say it. So either way.
I could answer. Can I answer? Now, when you're out, so at a certain point, you'll know what you're looking for when you're out boots on the ground. That's it. That's all I can say. Take that for what you will. Amanda says it's already worth it. It's already worth it. And she's all the way in Florida, everybody. Some people have complained that, well, I don't live in Vegas, I'm at a disadvantage. Well, that's how every treasure hunt is, guys. If you're not in Denver, you're in a disadvantage with the Beacon Star. If you're not in New York, you're in a disadvantage with Xavier Marks. And if you've never been to Yellowstone Park, maybe you've been at a disadvantage for the Forrest Fenn hunt. But yeah, that's how it works for everybody. So that's just
when was the last time you confirmed the proxy was still there? Probably a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago, we told you guys. I think we went live.
The last video. That's what we said.
Last week?
No, I think it was more than that. It might have been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was week before last. So I think 2 weeks ago is the last time we confirmed it was there.
Right. So I think that's it. June 1st is just a week from Saturday. So maybe we'll go live and give an update. I'm not saying we'll give a clue or a hint, but maybe we'll go live at that point and give an update. But do me a favor, email me, email K-Pro, and let us know your progress. Let us know what you're stuck on. Let us know if you're having fun. Even if you've already done that over the last couple of weeks, do a new one, and maybe we'll kind of give an update for everybody. We will never share who solved what or anything like that, but it helps us understand. Yeah, Amanda says, I was in Denver, and I still was disadvantaged on the Beacon.
That's how I feel. I went to Denver. That's where I have family that lives there, and it's like, but right. Yeah, that would be nice.
But for me, I'll give you the same hint I gave you last time. Solve the puzzles, everybody. Solve the puzzles. Yeah, Samantha came out. We met with her and had a drink. Hey, Samantha.
Yes.
Vegas was awesome. She made the trip. And that's why we thought doing it here would be fun because everybody wants an excuse to come to Vegas.
But I will tell you,
a treasure hunt. Yeah.
I will tell you the series is starting next week, guys. So, and I know Mike has some work constraints and I have work constraints. I know some have reached out and we weren't able to meet up. If we can, we do. And I love meeting Samantha, for example, but as much as possible, we will meet up with people, not giving any hints. We're just listening. But we can't, especially with the series started. I am getting a bracelet this year. No, wait, it's a ring now.
Final table is good. Now, let's not go to a bracelet, but final table would be awesome for either one of us.
That's my goal this year. Final table of one of the events, like I did last year. I need to make it 9 or higher. So that's my goal this year.
Yeah, we can do a speakeasy, guys, if you want to talk.
No, I have date night. No way.
Well, we and you aren't going to participate, so they can jump in the speakeasy. Yeah, you guys jump in there all you want.
I thought you were getting out of date night for heaven's sake.
Not us. Yeah. So again, guys, this is the link to Discord. If you're not in there, go jump in. You're going to see a bunch of treasure hunts on the left-hand side. Go to the one that says the invitation, and you can discuss whatever you want. There's a one called Let's Talk About It. You can go there, and people are going to discuss.
Do you see what Shannon? Do you see what Beautiful Spirit said? It's masterfully crafted. I love it. It took a lot.
Oh, there it is.
I'm loving this hunt.
Good.
It took a lot. There's definitely some people said on it's like Shrek. There's layers. It's onions. There's layers.
Tiramisu. That's right.
It took a lot, and I mean we're already starting discussion on the next one because I'm hearing a lot of positive. But like Laurel said, I want to wait until to solidify the next one because we need your feedback. We are going to do a survey after this and just want your feedback. Certain things that you like, certain things that you didn't. What did you like the best? What did you like the least? What did you think of it? And especially once you see the solution video, you might think different.
Yeah, give us the feedback after you see the solution video. Some of you might be going, oh, I should have known that. And some of you might be going, oh, I never would have got that. So like an onions, layers.
But you know what some people have told me? I thought this was going to be, here's your one poem, go out to your, and very simplified, just very straightforward. This is layers, like we said, and those of you that are working on it know what we mean. But the cool part about that is they're saying, I want to see the solution for this one because I feel I'm ready for your next one then. Mm-hmm. This one, I know I'm kind of fish out of water. I haven't gone on a team. And I'm really excited for the solution video and the next one, which I think is cool.
Dan says, I got a bracelet in 2002 for the No Limit 2-7 draw. Nice. That's awesome. So we're going to try and do. We're thinking of playing Wednesday of next week, actually. There's a tournament Wednesday. WSOP starts, I think, Tuesday of next week, or maybe it's Monday. It starts on Memorial Day. We're going to play Wednesday. We're thinking about it anyway.
Yeah, Be Quick brings up, the larger print. We actually went back and forth to the page numbers. We think we're actually going to go, this isn't solidified, but we're going to go with an ebook option like Amazon or BookBaby or whatever.
Yeah.
And then ingrain some more things independently is what we think we're going to do. So that, because a lot of people have Kindles and readers and they're able to make it bigger or smaller, but we're working through all the potential issues because what was it, Toby's book or Beacon Star? One of them said some of the puzzles got warped and stuff when you put it on different readers and things.
Beacon Star. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to consider all of that, but I'd like to go to a ebook and you can still, I want a hard copy book. So like a printed version that somebody else can deal with. Cause even though Mike likes going to the post office many times a week, not our favorite.
I've got to mail a book to New Zealand, everybody. New Zealand. That's right.
We have 4 countries?
Canada, UK, New Zealand. There's different places in Canada. I want to look at those as different. Yeah. And the US. Well, duh. Yes. Like I said, it is 4 countries. Okay.
Oh, wait, Shannon. It would have the search word feature that way. Oh, I don't know.
No, that'd be too easy. We can't do that. We need to make the next one harder, not easier. But we'll see. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, especially we're at a different post office than when he did the Chaseopolis and the coins and the maps. Right. So yeah, we had to definitely So you guys are doing great and thanks for the feedback. We are getting, I will say majority is like 90% is positive, but we are getting the lessons learned. And I'm good with that. Don't think, because some of the nicest people are the ones giving us criticism. Criticism is not bad. I like healthy debate, and it won't be a debate. You're going to give us feedback. But if you say, this isn't my favorite, like the font, that is a reasonable thing to say. Or
we'll make the font bigger.
We want to hear from you because we want to make the next one even better. And I can tell you, though, the story is going to be awesome.
All right, everybody, with that little tidbit. But again, that's many months away. Good luck. Proxy's still out there. Go find it. And also put together a solution on how you found it. And yeah, June 1st, we'll go live again and we'll talk again. Don't know what events yet. Probably some of the cheaper ones. Like, yeah, but we're not. I know K-Pro's playing the ladies event, obviously.
Playing the
Andrew
ladies.
said, Mr. 8000 said he'd come out if you make the final table.
Oh, not right there. I'm making the final table. I want to play the bounty, even though it's a little bit more expensive. I love bounty tournaments. They're kind of my fave. I'm going to play the ladies. And there may be one more. I think we have Doc and Sammy coming out for one that I want to play just because they're in it and I'd love to play with them. There's one or two others. I've kind of mapped it out. The problem that I have is I've mapped out the like 6 events I want to play. And then, you know, I have a kid break his foot and I have to see an orthopedist on a certain day. Or, you know, these darn kids. These darn kids.
It's in the way. Do you think people will say the end of the hunt is logical? I think so, 3D Bronze. When you guys see the full solution, I think you'll say it's logical, in my opinion. But we'll see what you guys think.
Yeah,
so, back will be good.
Yeah. I want to say more stuff, but it might be I will say there are parts of the solution in our mind that aren't necessarily critical. And I don't know. They're more confirmers. And I don't know if we made the best choices on puzzles versus criticality of location of proxy. Does that make sense?
We'll see. No, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Sean is launching a secret hunt in June 1st. I heard about that. He's got a first edition book of the secret he's given as a prize. It's in Facebook. It's in one of the secret Facebook groups.
Wait, Sean Cronin?
Sean Cronin. Yeah, he's a big secret guy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know he was doing. So is he doing his own hunt? Is that what?
Yeah, he's doing his own. Yeah, for a first edition secret book. Yes.
Oh, is that the Japanese version or the Chinese version?
No, I think it's just a normal version. Okay. I think, again, you'll have to look at the post and see.
Okay,
everybody, we're going out. Have fun, everybody. Have a good Memorial Day weekend, more importantly. And if there is breaking news for Forrest Fenn Hunt, you know we'll go live over the weekend. Lou B, maybe shoot us an email. Let us know what's going on. And we hope everybody has a good.
Oh, yes, and I will say, I'm sorry we didn't go live Monday. Mike had to go to the movies, and I had some kid stuff. There is probably, I already have a list of 5 or 6 or 7 things. None of them are time critical. We are discussing them on Discord, but there are some clarifications and there's some stuff still happening both in the past hunt of Forrest Fenn and the upcoming hunt for JCB that, again, not super time critical. So I'm not going to worry about going live on different, but if there's anything that you have by way of questions, put it on our Discord. I have a list that I'm compiling right now. I think there's 6 or 7 items that I want to make sure to clarify because the legacy hunt is still there. I have pretty much let go of focusing obsessed too much on, I think we've known what happened now on the Forrest Fenn hunt, even though collectively maybe we all don't agree. But there you go. There you have it. And Mike loves to talk about the Forrest Fenn hunt. So yay. I
do, and there's something to talk about, but kind of talking about the same thing over and over again kind of gets old. But anyway, all right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. And yes, I will add this to the invitation playlist. There's a couple videos out there you could watch, especially if you're waiting for your book to show up. So, okay. See you, everybody. Good luck.
Bye.
Yeah, good luck.